In today's video, we will continue looking at methods of examining and summarizing, both numerically and graphically, numerical variables or data. This presentation will focus on a two-dimensional view of data known as a histogram, which we will see is closely related to a dot plot. I now want to take a moment to talk about one more two-dimensional view of data that we often use to visually picture a data set. So in this case, notice I have the interest rate dot plot shown on the screen. And I want to go ahead and ask the following question. Suppose that I take these dots here from 5 to 7.5, and I group them all together. Now notice that there would be 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 dots there. So I would draw a box, or a rectangle actually, that would have a height of 11 to represent the fact that it contains 11 of these dots in it. We'll think of this as a bin. And then I would do the same thing going from 7.5, and we'll go from 7.5 all the way up to 10. And that's not quite looking as good as I would like. I'm going to need to go ahead and move this just a little bit. Let me move that in there like that. Okay. Now notice that this particular rectangle has the same width. It goes a distance of 2.5 from 7.5 to 10. But it's got more dots in it because it has all of these dots that are on 10 plus these dots that are in this portion of the rectangle. So the rectangle is a little bit higher, and its height is going to correspond to the number of dots that are inside of it. Now I could do this going all the way from left to right, going in units of 2.5 for my bin width, and I could do the same thing for the dot plot. The resulting figure that I would get is known as a histogram. Now, obviously, again, doing this on doing it on the screen here and drawing these rectangles would get kind of tedious. So let's go ahead and do the same thing that I've been doing here by hand, using our guru to draw our histogram. I'm now going to use our guru to create a histogram of the interest rate variable for the Loan 50 data set. So we go to Plots, left-click on Plots. Left-click on Create Plot, left-click on Histogram. Again, the data set is the Loan 50 data set. The variable that we are creating a histogram for is the interest rate. So I'm going to left-click in the box, the search box, and start typing the word interest. There it is. And let's just take a look at what our guru provides as a histogram for that particular case. And I notice that this is not the same as figure 2.6 in our textbook, which is what I'm trying to recreate. And the reason why is because the bins are too wide. When I did the default creation of the histogram using the program, it created bin widths of 5 to 10, 10 to 15, etc. The bin width in the textbook for figure 2.6 is 2.5. So we're going to have to go into the details, and we're going to go ahead and change the bin widths. So I go to bins and bars. I'm going to change the boundaries so that they occur every 2.5. So I'm going to start my sequence at 5. I'm going to go to 30 as my maximum value, and I want a bin width of 2.5. Now let's go ahead and do a preview of that. And we can see that I get a histogram of the interest rate that matches exactly what we have in our textbook for figure 2.6. And that's how we can create a histogram for the variable of interest rate for the Loan 50 data set. Now, how would we describe the shape here? Well, I can see that it has a distinct mode, that is a value that is that has a bar that's higher than any of the others. The mode looks like it's at about 8%. And I also noticed that the distribution tails off to the right. In other words, there's this tail at the right. We would call that a right-skewed data distribution in this case.